What's up, everybody? It's your girl ChOOse here. So, I guess we're talking about cyberbullying, and more specifically, I guess we are talking about cyberbullying where it relates to Jedidiah Brown. At this point, I don't know who in the world hasn't had their time with him, but what I feel is most important are the neighborhoods that he comes into and the actual people that live there. As for me, he started with me early on, and I confronted him at every turn with a little bit of assistance that I will always be appreciative of. But if you like to hear it, here it goes.
Well, that's what it. Wait a minute. Check my better investigators because I need to know. I don't want to do nothing wrong, and I'm not a girl making mistakes, and I will get them right if I'm wrong.
So you'll see here that my quest started with just seeing how I could even possibly help in the fight with the Andrew Holmes and Las Vegas and that sort of thing. And wow, it escalated quickly. So I bid my time and I waited until I could speak with the source myself.
You've been a part of any of that. So if that's what you're here for, then I would encourage you to get focused. Stop worrying about my opinion because it doesn't matter. And then kind of sort of not, I can't tell you who channel to be on, but you spend so many hours on these anti-Dash and Jared channels so that when I speak about you the one time, now you're stuck there and this is your talking point. It just doesn't add up or make sense. Twice. And it's been about 9 months. So can we get over it? Because it's been a long time ago. And what I'm saying is, if literally this is the point where the city is getting ready to determine if Tiffany Henyard gets another 4 years and or if somebody else gets the seat. And so the best thing you can do is talk about Jedidiah talking about you twice, but you're here for sexual assault. We got to do the math. It doesn't quite add up. So I encourage you to get focused. And
that's what I'm saying to you, Jedidiah, because that's what I'm saying to you.
Because Tiffany's part has not fully been extracted, yet the people who you are aligned with, they seem to be trying to get her cover, and that wouldn't be cool.
Okay, and the only people that I am aligned with are right now the people who I know who took Fania's name off of the October 8th agenda, things like that. See, that's what I'm not on an anti-Jed channel. I am on where I can see the meetings channel. Okay. So the same thing that you're saying to me is what I'm saying to you. When you take time to talk about somebody you don't know and say I'm aligned with somebody, I'm aligned with one of the people that asked you to come there for a very specific reason. And you're saying that, and I still told you there could be. Do we know if there's a correlation between the information that I have between these colleagues?
All right, y'all.
But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that my own narrative, I didn't know that donating made me a part of a team. I didn't know that.
All right. Well, I'm so glad I ain't got all this on my channel.
Thank you, Martin,
no problem. Time. I'm glad I ain't got all this.
So for those of you who missed it because of the fast talking, that was not the first time he mentioned my name. That was the second time he mentioned my name, as a matter of fact. So I thought it was shut down, and I got a little assistance on Facebook from an unlikely place, but once Nikita gets in, it gets really messy. But let's get to Tiffany Henyard. Thank you so much, Mr. Lamont Record, because I don't even be on Facebook. And of course, I have to shout out Random News, because not only has he been doing this for years, he actually saw what happened with me as well. And I am so happy that he did. Thank you, Random News. I'm going to let this clip play, and then my commentary, the only one I have with Nikita, will follow. And the last thing that I will say before I turn it over to the Random News with the unrivaled coverage, I am no one except God's child who is also a widow. And if you do read your Bible, you know what the Bible says about widows. God is a defender of widows. And until next time, sending love and light.
Hey, I'm lying. You've been fucking up on the mayor, going in the hotel. $10 You's a goofy. You plan.
Well, he most definitely looks like a goofy right now. And all it did was cause more problems for you.
I want to tell the general public that at no time have I ever advocated for the senseless violence of anything. And I will not cower with my innate stance that a person has a right to self-defense, and I do believe in self-defense by any means necessary. But I've never advocated for the attack, for violence towards, or for the senseless violence against any human being in my entire life.
Then you might want to go tell that shit to this goofy, because I don't think he got the memo.
Or call every street organization that I have access to, and I will tell them what it is that you are accused of. And I think that based on that alone, with them being bored or trying to find something to do, that alone, yeah, I think you'll give a response. Nope, actually, I know you will. So call my bluff. I will make sure that he be the reason that they do another movie. It ain't Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. It will be, don't violate a fucking 48-hour notice from investigating advocate. And don't play on our time.
And again, let's hope nothing happens to Andrew Holmes from these gangs. I remember when the gangs were after this goofy, and he was all like,
y'all believe that somebody is trying to orchestrate a hit on my life. Should I come to Chicago, they're trying to get me killed.
This dude was told somebody wants to kill him, yet he still managed to look zesty.
As I'm speaking to you, Tiffany Hinyard is en route to the Markham Courthouse in hopes of having a judge sign off on an emergency order of protection against me.
What do you expect to happen when you got a goofy with too much time on his hand and a merry group of idiots bothering you all day?
That will impede my ability to move in this community and to finish the advocacy that I'm committed to until we're able to sort out such a issue. But it goes beyond that. There was a woman in our intelligence that I've been made aware of. Her last name is ChOOSE Compassion. ChOOSE Compassion has decided that I have done something unlawful in her assessment.
Well, her assessment was probably right, since you watch him do a bunch of unlawful shit throughout this video.
And she has filed a report with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Crazy, right? The Federal Bureau of Investigations are now investigating me.
Why is it that this dude has to be so messy that things have to escalate to this point all the time?
They're investigating me for a terroristic threat. And supposedly I said that if she did not attend the meeting, that I would do something of substantial harm, which could never be true.
Now, does this look like a man that would threaten harm to anybody over the internet?
So anyway, I am going to I'm going to slap the shit out of him.
Yeah, no, you heard that. Because we all know Jed would never show up anywhere to put his hands on anybody.
They would then ask a judge to give an emergency order of protection, which would then again could impede my freedom and affect my life. It is another filing that would always show up no matter where I go in my life. It would always be that another order of protection was filed.
And he wouldn't have to worry about that type of thing at all if he just stopped being a fucking goofy.
And if anything happens to me, I don't care if it's the FBI, the CIA, the President of the United States of America, or any other entity, I will make sure that every bit of information that I have meticulously and carefully and methodically released in consideration of even you, I will make sure that all of it is in the public for the court of public opinion.
And in the court of public opinion, this fool's a fraud. So why does he think anybody's going to give a fuck about his information?
I am not a threat. I am not someone that advocates for senseless violence. I am only here because I believe that justice should be done and is the will of a God that is just. And I've never, ever, ever done anything to self-enrich or to benefit myself.
He doesn't enrich himself. So how does the man with no job go shopping at Versace? Because he's using your donation money. Jekko asked Kanika Jenkins' mom and his old team about that.
But choose compassion to in your own free state, because you are full of hatred, you are full of ignorance, and you are full of hell. For you to go and file a false police report with the Federal Bureau of Investigations and them to follow it up tells me that you all obviously must be concocting this plan together, because who has the power to make the FBI move this fast against me?
Clearly somebody with actual connections, unlike yourself.
And I'm going to rise above this, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue in judgment against me will be condemned across the board. Because let me tell you what I meant when I said you don't know who I am. Forget about me, and I'll say it again as an asset that have had the opportunity to work alongside the DOJ who have paid me as an advocate.
So if he claims the Department of Justice is paying him to come out here and cause all this chaos, then I guess I was correct when I called him an agent provocateur.
Not as a snitch, but as an asset.
So now this goofy works for the mob and the DOJ.
And Tiffany Henyard, I want to tell you, make your best attempt because I guarantee you it will pay.
Now you're probably wondering why Tiffany Henyard or any other woman would need an order of protection against this dude. And you can forget about the stalking and all the bullshit he was doing before then, because everything came to a head at the Dolton Township meeting where your boy showed up and crashed the fuck out.
When you're hurting or you're trying to get answers and somebody come up with anything, people on the streets ain't trying to do no research to figure out what's fact and what's not.
Shout out Random News. Go subscribe if you have not. Thank you.
Bitch, I got it out the muscle. You wanna fight on tussle? I'm talking about